Welcome back to Project Ozone 3, and today we're going to get started with growing crystals, and then we're also going to get into perhaps some blood magic and maybe some advanced astral sorcery. Lots of things to actually get done, actually. So let's get started with looking at the quests, because they're the things we actually need. The Magic of Blood quest is available for us to take up now, so we can start into blood magic if we want to. I forget, but I don't think that was actually open last episode. I think it may be something to do with this side. But if it wasn't, then do let me know in the comments. We need to get a couple of things going. One is star metal, and the other one is grindstone, and we'll get most of the left side done. And the rest is sort of about progressing through astral sorcery. So let's get that done first of all. Star metal, do I have the stuff on me? I think I do. Yeah, crafted a linking tool. It's a very straightforward recipe, and it is, again, astral sorcery in the astral sorcery table upstairs, the altar. Straightforward, just rock crystal, a couple of aquamarine. This wood is any kind of wood, but if you're already making some wood, what I would do is get some of the liquid starlight and put it in a block somewhere. This will do. Well, shouldn't get into the liquid starlight, it's cold. If you drop in some regular wood in there, you'll get to some infused wood, and you can craft that down into different things. That will be used in astral sorcery, so if you need to do that, it's simple to make. We are, however, let me just see if I remember this right. So let's go over here to our little collection crystal again, and we're going to dig up through the roof so that it can see the sky. And then we'll use that to try and make some star metal ore, if I've got this correct. And if I haven't, then, well, yeah. Let's get rid of you, and you. There we go. You can now see the sky. That's good. And we're going to want to put down some iron ore, and hopefully you are close enough there. And maybe they will change into star metal. I did need to check the book on that, but is it an achievement? Yeah, there it is. Iron transmutation. Focus beams of starlight, likely have other uses. Focusing the light directly onto an iron ore block with a linking tool from a strong source should be sufficient to test this. So if we grab our linking tool, and if we presumably shift right click, right click, or shift right click, right click. Ah, there we go. And can we do the same thing for this one? Yep. Okay, so they should both be changing over into star metal. Now it may take some time. Oh, hang on. Do I need to hold it? Really? There we go. That'll do. And the star metal is part of a quest, so we're going to want to take that. And take that. And I think I'm just going to make a couple more while I'm at it. Iron ore. That hopefully would get us a quest, but in fact, that linking is to specific locations. So if you want to automate that, you could do just by putting a block placer down. That would seem to be pretty good. And then a block breaker on the other side that's looking for specifically star metal or something along those kind of lines. There we go. So that's 4. Okay, and our book then says, yes. Do we actually have that as a quest? I thought we did. We have to get to the ingot, that's fine. So if we have a look at the uses for star metal ore, I assume we can just smelt it into an ingot. We can, and then we can use the ingot to make into star dust, or straight into star metal seeds. So that may be one for us to get as well, just along with everything else. That would need, what does the star metal seeds produce? Does it produce essence, which changes back into star metal ingots? Yes, so I'm going to get seeds done. And that will essentially make me able to get infinite star metal. Much easier in a skyblock pack than it would be in something like a regular kind of terrain. The other thing that we get through astral sorcery or through the astral sorcery quests, if we have a look here, is access right over here to the aroma mining dimension. So if you have a look at the aroma tool, mining dimension, aroma, mining dimension. Forgot the tool's called. Mining multi-tool, there we go. Needs to be crafted in a celestial altar, which is the next altar up, and it's going to need some things from Erebus, and it's going to need some things from astral sorcery, including star metal ingots and some resonating gems, and that's going to need the infusion equipment to change regular aquamarine. So we're going to need to get further in order to get to the mining dimension, and the mining dimension is a nice source of various ores, as you might imagine. So I'm just going to go, and I think my redstone furnace has the doubler on. Will I get double out of this? 2, 4. Yes, I will. Good. So I can just take one of those. And do we need to do anything else for the quest? I didn't think so. It looks like we should get it. There we go. Star metal. Okay. That's all the bottom left done. We need a grindstone now. So I'm just going to grab 3 more of those. And I'll go and make the seeds off camera. We don't have to worry about that just yet. There we go. Right. Onward. Grindstone. What do we need for the grindstone? Okay. That's relatively straightforward, and it actually is in the table itself. Let's just take the dislocator up there. Here we go. And grindstone. Do we have everything we need? Looks like we do. I don't need 2 of those. Let me just take those back. And grab one. Okay, grindstone. Useful little tool. Basically grinds down crystals and crystal tools. We're just going to put it here for now. We don't have to worry about it just yet. And we also want to start thinking about growing the crystals themselves. Now, how many have I actually got? Crystals. We can make more quite easily just by breaking things, but what we want first is a high purity. There's an 85% one, and that will do the job. What we're going to do is drop this into a... Oh, have I got my... Where's my magnet? There we go. Yeah, we're going to drop it straight into this. Go away. There we go. All right, we're going to drop it straight into that, and it's going to start growing. When it hits maximum size, I think it's like, is it 400 size? Something like that? When it hits a maximum size, it has a chance to split. And when it splits, the purity goes up. And at a certain point, you'll get to a purity 100 crystal. And that's what you really want before we get any further. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but let's just see what this is up to now. That's going to take a while. However, by doing this, you'll take the cutting down. You can, I think, just put this onto the grindstone. And you have to speed it up a little bit. But, yep, so cutting is 100% now. Purity 85, but you see the size dropped. So we're just going to drop it in here and leave it for a while. And we'll come back and see what it does. Hopefully it does not despawn. I don't want to keep crafting more of them. But you can also just randomize it because we've got so much crystal ore. 189 crystal ore, you can just break them all and see what you get out of them. But yeah, we can grow them quite easily. Let me get the seed sorted out and then we'll have some more star metal. You will want to probably grind this stuff down, as I said before. Is it grinding it down or is it just petroleum pulverizer? Yeah, just grinding it down. Okay, and then once you have it into stardust form, we can do other things with it in the various altars. I think the Iridescent Altar is the top tier one. Celestial is the one above what we have now. It makes a prism lens. And then Starlight is the current one. And it is needed in the Starlight Altar to make the next tier altar up. Need Stardust, Aquamarine, Rock Crystal, all this other stuff we now have. Which means we can get up to the next tier altar. However, just like before, as soon as we go up to the next tier altar, it'll stop working kind of until you make the platform even bigger. Bear that in mind. Okay, our star metal seeds are coming in, and we already got 753 ingots. Pretty good, much nicer than a non-skyblock pack. And over here we can then look at crafting the next upgrade. Remember, you will need to make this larger when you do this upgrade, but it's needed for the quests. We've done all these on the left hand side now, and we're left with these remainder ones here. We want to get to Iridescent eventually, of course, but that's something we need to get to first. And then we get the Infuser after Celestial. That's also quite useful as well. Okay, so let's put this in and let's see if I've got enough light. It is full on this beam, so let's just go for, is it Celestial Altar? Can I shift click them in? No, because I need one more rock crystal. Rock crystal. Please don't go daytime before I have a chance to shift click this in. Celestial. There we go. They're all in. Says we can make it, so not linking tool, was it? There was a resonating tool. Go! Okay, so where's the sun? Okay, it's not around yet. And there's another, there's one of the other constellations. And you can see this larger effect happening with links off to these pillars. I do like the effects in Astral Sorcery. And we'll see whether it upgrades itself. It should do, because we don't have any other obstructions aside from that. But, yeah, let's see how this goes. Are you finished? And I should probably refill you. I've turned this one off. It isn't feeding into the bottom. Do I need to do something else? Or have I got this? Additional reinforcements will be needed. A larger structure more needed. That's fine. Oh, there it goes. It just took a while. So now I'm going to have to rebuild this whole platform. Which is fine, I'll do that off camera, but you can see what it looks like. Not in Constellation, that's a new one. In Attunement down here, we should have the Celestial Altar. And yeah, it looks like this. So if we just change to this mode, you'll see there's a large section now filled with sooty marble. Around the outside of that is the more marble bricks. And then the usual one that everyone gets wrong, and me included, is the pieces at the corners. So just have a look what those pieces are here. Make sure that they are the right type. Let's just see, where have we got? We've got 12 of them, haven't we? So what's 12 here? 12 regular marble. So it's not the marble arch kind, it's just the regular marble. And then you can have a look at rune marble, pillars, chiseled, and the bottom. Okay, time to expand. There we go. Celestial Altar is down and it's now working. So you can have a look here. It's a white bar again. Good. Once you complete the structure, by the way, just knock this, basically pick it up with your tool and put it back down again. You'll get a quest complete once you pick it up, and then put it back down. We'll reset it and then it'll realize things are different. So if we get some Illumination Power, which is part of Astral Sorcery, it's just 4 glowstone surrounding an aquamarine in there. We can then just use this to basically make sure that our altar is lit up in theme, I guess, with Astral Sorcery. And we probably want to put some around the sides as well, just to make sure. There we go. And it lights up a yellow colour. Kind of nice. There you go. You could also use these. Light wells work perfectly fine if you just leave them. Don't empty them, just put some aquamarine in them, wait till they fill, and then they will give out some light. Well, not for that particular case, because we're emptying it, but if you don't empty it, they give out some light. I think it looks quite nice. All ready to go. And here's the next structure, the Infusion Altar. Not the Infusion Altar? Starlight Infuser. Nearly. Starlight Infuser, which will take stuff like our regular aquamarine, and we'll change that, once we hit it with a resonating wand, into one of these, the resonating gems. It's only just one gem at a time, and it will have a chance, I think, well, it's done it every time for me, but certainly a chance of consuming one of these blocks of liquid starlight. For example, that one's been consumed. You can just tell by just looking at the top level of the liquid. So you're going to need to go and grab another bucket just to keep on refilling it every time. You can think about automating that if you like. We don't need that much infusion doing, but at least not for the quests. So just refill it and get everything back up. Some notes I'll say about this structure. It is in the book, but it is not always easy to see the ingredients. So more importantly, bottom section, which is just underneath the starlight, is just regular marble. Lapis block in the middle, surrounded by runed marble, all 8 blocks. In here, in the corners, is also runed marble, right there. You can see it doesn't join up texture with the rest. Slightly different. Well, sort of. Yeah, slightly different. You can tell a very faint line. The rest, all around the bottom, is arch block with chisel marble. It's much easier to see the top section. It's mainly this bottom section that you can have a little bit of trouble with. But otherwise, you make one item at a time with the infuser. And that gets us more recipes. Now, if we have a look here back in our quests again, you'll see I've got this Starlight Infuser, which is a very straightforward recipe. You can make it in your altar. There we go. Let me just put those rack away. So the infuser, Starlight Infuser, again, we've seen all this stuff before. So the only difference is this engraved marble, which is, again, a very, very straightforward recipe in the crafting table. No need for me to show you that. So we have both apparatuses now available for Astral Sorcery. And we're most of the way through the quest system. We have these other three available: Attunement, Shifting Star, and Astral Ritual. I'm going to leave them for the moment. We'll come back to those. We do have the Aroma Mining Dimension, which is the mining multi-tool, now that I remember the actual name of it. And that takes a couple of those resonating gems. So if you wanted to craft that, you could just put this in now, or at least the Astral Sorcery ingredients you could put in. And then we could put those two there. And then everything else is Erebus, it looks like. So, glowing gem. That's made from bioluminescence and a red gem. So bioluminescence, on the other hand, doesn't tell you how to get that. So we'll need to figure that out. But the red gem is also something it doesn't give you any kind of recipe for whatsoever. So it looks to be exploration-based stuff. But once you've done that, you can then open up the mining multi-tool. And I'll be exploring the Erebus. I'm not going to do it on camera just yet. But I will then have this available. So this is how you unlock the mining dimension. And this is as far as you really need to go in Astral Sorcery, aside from these last few quests. We will be moving on to the Iridescent Crafting, but I'll do those at the same time as tuning and everything else. Today, I would like to open up another mod, so why don't we get along with the Blood Altar? And one other thing I forgot to mention is that when you grow these crystals, they will consume the buckets of starlight. So you'll see that still has purity of 85%. That has a chance to go up when it splits, but what we're really doing by putting it into the liquid starlight is growing the size. So the size will increase and increase and increase, and as soon as it gets to max, it will split, and then we hopefully should get some more crystals of higher purity. Now, if I had integrated dynamics in this mod pack, integrated, integrated. Yeah, I don't think we have integrated dynamics. We have it in, I'm almost sure it's in Enigmatica 2 Expert, but we don't have it in this. So that is one way you can use to automate this process. But without that, I'm not quite so sure we can automate it. There may be an RF tools way around it, but it mainly involves trying to read in the NBT values of these things. And that can be a little bit finicky is one word I'd use. Yeah, finicky. Anyway, on to Blood Magic. Alright then, Blood Magic, one of my favourite mods. Let's get started. We need to get the Sanguine Saint, and you can just craft that very, very easily. I've just crafted one. I've also crafted some Rudimentary Snares. They're one of the first things you actually need to get going, and we need to go and find some hostile mobs. In this case, the hunting dimension is probably a decent place to go to for. We need hostile mobs, so yeah, it's pretty hostile. And we want to be able to throw this at something. Something in range ideally, and it will give some basically white particle effects, and well, if we're lucky it will, and if that happens then we're going to be able to then kill it before the white particle effects fade. What is actually shooting me from over there? Let's go for a what is shooting me from over there? Really? Maybe I'm just oh, hang on, they're below the ground. That's why. Yeah, let's ignore those. So, yeah, what's hostile? Spider should do the job. So let's throw this and let's see whether this gives us the effect. Nope. That hasn't given us an effect. Nope. Nope. There it is. That's the effect we want. And that should give us some demonic will. Now, I want more of it. At least one more. But let's see. Can we find something like a zombie? I don't want a creeper. I want a zombie that's sort of by itself, so we don't have to fight too much for this kind of thing. Yeah, there's a zombie. Yeah, you'll do. So let's just throw it at you. 2, 3, 4. Nope, we're unlucky. All right, let's go back. The reason why I want more than one is essentially because I want more than one Blood Altar, and they are the ingredient to make the Blood Altar in the first place. I keep thinking that's a zombie now. Okay, so the Blood Altar then, that is the kind of basic crafting area, requires 1 demonic will. And we have no other recipe for it. It's not something you can get from seeds. We don't have a sentient weapon yet, so that is one of the things we need for that. And let's just get a furnace in place. And demonic will. And it's one of those items that it doesn't want to actually include. 1 Blood Altar. So that should give us a quest, hopefully, update. I would have thought Blood Altar is complete there. Yep, so we're going to get that unlocking. And then we get a bunch of other stuff. So Blood Altar upgrades, that means that we need to get into runes and other stuff like that. It's kind of cool. Sacrificial Dagger or Orb, depending on what you actually want to do. And then the Hellfire Forge and other stuff down here with a Sentient Sword is one of the things you can then use to go and get more of this Sentient, well, whatever it was called, Demonic Will? Demonic Will, yeah. So what I think you can do with that sword then is probably something that automatically kills stuff, and then you want to be able to gather that that sort of stuff up. But we're not going to worry about it just for the moment. We're going to want to go and get our Blood Altar started, and which will get our Blood Network started. I don't have a platform for it just yet. I'm going to need to build one fairly soon. But it's not going to need a terribly large thing to get started, so let's just put it down here. It'll do for now. It needs to be built larger than that. In fact, let me just put it one further up, just because we will likely get to the next upgrade in this episode. So let's just put that down. Just speaking about upgrading a couple of things. I did ask about armor in the last episode, and we did get one quite kind commenter that said you should go for the stellar armor. So I'm going to have a look at the stellar armor in a second. We are long-term effectively going through the armor quest for the ultimate sort of armor, but well, the ultimate available armor in the pack. But in the meantime, we will get onto other stuff, and Blood or Magic also happens to have its own armor system as well. Kind of good, if I remember rightly. Stellar armor, yes. So what was the stellar armor? So stellar helm requires stellar alloy ingots and a sentient ender, which requires a soul binder, soul machine chassis, which looks to be doable. Okay, so there's nothing unattainable there. So stellar alloy ingot though, however, what do we need for that? We need nether stars, that's not a problem. Clay, that's not a problem. Melodic alloy. Melodic alloy needs end steel and popped chorus fruit. End steel is end stone, dark steel, and obsidian. That again is not too bad. We're going to need a lot of it though. Let's back up. We need, well, we get double whatever the melodic alloy is. So it's going to be 24 if it's the standard form. Yeah, it's going to be 24, isn't it? Okay, so that means we need 12 melodic. And 12 melodic is going to need 12 end steel. So I'm going to need to put some dark steel through. Let's see how much dark steel we've got. That's enough. So let's just grab 1, 2. And we're going to need end stone. Again, we'll get the same sort of amounts. And was it obsidian? And we'll just get that crafting in the background. Okay, pop you down into the alloy smelter you go. And you're going to start crafting up. Now, in the meantime, chorus fruit. You can go to the end, and I did go to the end quite a long time ago when we did the dragon. And you can get chorus fruit. So I have some of it already. However, I also went and took that to our void world and put it into one of these hopping bonsai pot. You put end stone in it, you put chorus fruit in it, and it produces chorus fruit and popped chorus fruit. It's very slow. Look at how slow that percentage is going up. But if you just leave it running in the background, it will give you these resources passively, so you don't have to worry about it much for future. Just a quick tip. I should also note that the original quest you get for crafting the Sanguine Scientum, the book, also gives you 16 Rudimentary Snares, so you can also get some of those. They require, however, for the snares, I'm not sure if I've showed you the recipe, but they require Lordcraft progression. They require mana infused dust, which we know already how to make. We've done that previously. So yeah, be aware you are going to need some Lordcraft stuff in order to get more of them than the original quest. Right, so now we've got the Blood Altar quest complete. We probably start thinking about the runes, and this will call, oh, wow, okay, that may take longer than I was expecting. Yeah, let's not worry about that. Is this done yet? Oh, it's got some melodic Got the pop chorus fruit and the end steel. You can make end steel seeds, by the way. I don't think you can make melodic alloy seeds. Melodic alloy? No, there's no seeds for that. So you do have to combine it with popped chorus fruit. And then we can then make the stellar alloy ingot from that. And you'll get double, of course. So I will just get 12 nether stars and 48. Yeah, 48 clay. And we'll be okay with that done. In fact, let me just do that now and get this on build. Well, the ingots anyway. So 32, 48, and stars. There we go. Pick you up and all three of you can go in. And that's that sorted. Okay, the rest thing we will need is more Ender IO, but we won't get to that this episode, I don't think, unless I do it in the background, but we'll see. What are you? Ah, you're just a reliquary drop. Okay, so we do want to probably upgrade this Blood Altar, but for the starting part of this, we want, first of all, the dagger and the first Blood Orb. So Sacrificial Dagger, weak Blood Orb. Let's see what the thing is for that, the recipe. Sacrificial Dagger. That's a creative version. Very simple recipe. And the Blood Orbs, they again should be quite simple. Yeah, we just drop a diamond in once we have enough life points. Life points. This should be interesting. So to get life points, you're going to need life. And what is life? Well, in Minecraft, it is blood. So regen effects and food will really help you in the early stages of blood magic, because you're going to essentially donate your life points into the nearby altar. And we got a tooltip, which is kind of handy, seeing as what we got for life points. So what we can do, I think, is, can we just drop that in there? Yeah, we can. And we can continue to take off more and more life until we get enough. And in this case, because I've got regen effects and lots of hearts, you'll see I can fill this altar quite easily. That's not normally the case in most mod packs. However, we've also got a great source of food, which gives us lots of help. Now, I definitely recommend adding the regen effect from the activity totems if you're going to do this. That won't take very long to change over now. So we can just head over here, and I can just see whether there are any more totem effects been opened. Because I emptied this out once because I had performance problems around here, threw away the anti-barrel, deleted it entirely, put a new one in place, so not all the same stuff has come through. Yeah, a lot of the stuff is actually missing. However, I did move across some of these before starting the anti-barrel up, and I did turn off the farm. Farm is off at the moment, it's got the lights on up there, just because I didn't need all the actual drops, but I saved some of these anyway. And yes, having regeneration is a very good one. You do, however, need food sources like this to keep it up. There we go. First Blood Orb. Is it shift right click? I think that's already linked. Is it already linked now? Yes, because I've used it once. So we can take this whenever we want, and it will donate to our life point network. And we also have life points or life essence in reserve in the altars. There we go. First quest. So now we get a divination sigil given to us by the quest. And we get more rack again. What are we up to for rack now? Let's have a look. Rack. Over 500. Good. I like it. Divination sigil tells you how much life points you've got in your network. So it's nothing to do with the altar. It's everything to do with this Blood Orb. See? Goes up 200 every time. Now, there's a couple of ways to get life points into your network. One is doing just that. Right-clicking and donating blood from yourself. You can also create farms to get that done from other things. Well, the classic example, and the example I normally go for in blood magic, is witches. They're very, very good at regenerating, which means you never really killed them once you've got them up and running with something like over here. You see we've got this this thing that can spawn witches if we go and grab one. And once they're in place, they don't leave, but you can use, I think it's something of sacrifice. I can't remember the name of it. Is it sacrifice? Yeah, Rune of Sacrifice, that goes around your altar. And then there's something else as well that damages them, I think, if I remember rightly. It's been a while. But yes, you can damage them and gain life points from your network. And then you can get other sigils that spend life points from your network. So you're going to want to set up something that is very much auto-generating your life points. And you can do it with, again, your own lifeblood, but it's often better to use other people's. Not necessarily PvP, more witches than anything else. Now, the next quest up asks you to do create this Dagger of Sacrifice. If you put an iron sword in, which is what the recipe calls for, if you look for this, it says tier 2 altar, so only 30,000 life points. So we can't actually get this converted in our current tier of altar. It's only a tier 1. And it goes up to tier 6, if I remember rightly, with tier 6 being utter madness and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. But we'll get there. It'll just take a time. So we can't go into the Dagger of Sacrifice just yet. But we do have Inspectoris Scandalum. Okay, fine. What does that take? Inspectoris Scandalum. It's just a book. Okay, so we'll just get a book. And we'll just put that in, and that's just 1,000 life points. There we go. It's dropping down again. Very, very quick. And yeah, you can set this tier to whatever tier you want. Good. And I think, is that going to help us build it? That wasn't existing in Blood Magic last time I actually went through this. So let me look through this then. We want to just go back. And I want to look at the Blood Altar. Is that going to give me anything else? It's just explaining what I've just told you, basically. Yeah, okay, yeah, we don't have to worry about that. We want runes. And we want blank runes. Regular Blood Orb, we need blank slates. That is fine. Blank slates is just smooth stone through tier 1 altar, 1,000 life points. Okay, now you want to automate this at some point, and you normally need two altars to automate it. One is kind of donating blood, the other one is consuming the blood. So you have these blocks called runes around your altar. The rune blocks basically add bonuses to your altar, so they're going to be in place of this, and this will be much higher eventually with lots more rows of these. One altar will be specialized because each rune that you put down can be things like when it uses blood, certain things will have a bonus to it. The other altar, on the other hand, will have bonuses to sacrifice or something like that. So if you're killing mobs to actually get blood, you will get bonuses to that blood. You'll get more for your, not money, more for your blood out of each one. So then you'll want to pipe one into the other usually, or something along those kind of lines. We won't worry about it just yet. Just yet we need to get started by crafting the basic slates. So slate, and there are different tiers of them. They've got different icons than I remember, but that's fine. So I'm just going to get some smooth stone. And we're going to want to think about automating it. And you can do it with Endrio. Let's just get some item conduit. And we're going to need some filters as well. And what you can do is something as simple as a hopper. Okay. Oh, in fact, no, we may not be able to use a hopper. The problem is that you need to pass things in one at a time. And if you try and use a hopper, I think you can try and put more than one at a time. Let's give it a go and let's see what that actually happens. If I remember rightly, it's been a while. Let's just get this in. So let's put a hopper in. And then underneath, we're going to just grab that way. Whoops. Happened to be the light block that's underneath there. But we can pull stuff straight back out. And in this case, what we want to do is set that to have a filter to only pull things out when we want them to. In this case, we can't do it immediately because we need an example just to get this done. So why don't I just put 2 in there? And will you both go in? Yep, you will. So that will work as long as you have enough life essence in your blood altar. We don't, or at least we don't have a hugely great means of adding more that isn't incredibly annoying for me. Okay, so instead of doing that, we'll need something to put in just one at a time. That used to be something like the hyper rationing pipe from Extra Utilities, but I'm going to need to look at what's available in this pack. Let's just get a filter going. And that will let me set some automation on the output of this. So if we just grab our filter, you can just go in here, and the extract, we want to filter on the extract side, and we want to set this to extracting blank slates. There we go. So anytime this blank slate's in the altar, it will pull out, and we will just change that to always active. Then we'll just bring that over here. Okay, let's go around. And then we can put a crate down or something along the lines of a crate. So chest, slightly larger chest will do. It's a full block. We'll need to rearrange this over time, but if I just put in now one piece of stone, there we go. And that will shortly change and then leave and go straight into our chest, I hope. Give it a second. I'm almost sure that used to work. Did I configure that wrong? I don't think I did. Did I set it to always active? Yes, always active. Self-feed. Oh, I need to set this to... Yeah. I need to set the other one to insert. Yeah, off it's gone. And there it is in our chest. Good. So we have a method to do that. Now we just need something to feed them in one at a time. Or at least feed them in. I need to have less than 10 at a time. You'll see its capacity is 10,000. So if I had 10,000 like this, then we need to make sure that it won't run out. If it runs out, you've got a problem, because then the blood runs out, the crafting resets, and then I think it starts. One of them starts taking damage from you, or takes health from you when it runs out. I don't want to try it. So in the meantime, yeah, I need something to feed them in with the amount that I want, one at a time, or you know, I can just put a hopper. And if I want to make sure I fill, then I just have to put them in 10 at a time, or 5 at a time, or whatever. For example, 5 will do just fine just now. And away you go. That will be automated, and we can come back later. And here we go. This works perfectly fine. We have the replacement for the hyper rationing pipe, which was in 1.7 Minecraft, is the transfer filter. You can click here, use shift right click it on the altar itself, or anything really, and just set it to single item. And then on this side, you just have a regular transfer node, and you can put in multiple items at once. Let's see if we wanted, let's say for another 5, we can put them in. You'll see one appear, and you can, let's say, how much is in here? 3,000. Okay, I'm just going to take that up a little bit. Excuse me for the noise. Yep, that's enough. And this will guard against, well, it won't guard against the last item failing, but it will guard against all of the items if you put them in a stack failing. For example, if you put 10 in here, you ran out, you lose all 10. If you put them in singly, you'll only lose the last one that runs out. Cool? Cool. Okay, and with our slates and some stone here, we should be able to then craft some runes, at least the base version of the runes with our weak blood orb. Yep, we've got 8 blank runes, and then we can have a look at what we can actually craft with those things. So, runes then. We're going to want probably some self-sacrifice ones, because if we're starting off using the dagger, then that would be cool. They need reinforced slate, which requires a tier 2 altar, so we can't get started straight away unless we got a tier 2 altar. Okay, so that is fine. Rune of Sacrifice is also tier 2. In fact, all these tier 2. Blank slate. No, we can make speed runes. Okay, that's fine. Let me just put blank runes. This does actually count as an upgraded altar if I just use blank runes. So let's just take these out. Like that. And we'll just put in 8 blank runes. Do you count as tier 2 now? Be nice if you told me if I counted as tier 2. Well, the easiest way is just to just put some more life essence in. And we can just grab one of these blank slates and just pop it in. And if it does start changing, that should be tier 2. In fact, even a diamond will do as well, because remember we needed a diamond for the Dagger of Sacrifice. So diamond. And just one of you. And what did that actually need? Sacrifice? Yes, it needs a tier 2 altar. So, fine. Did you go through? You just made a blank slate again. Okay. You are changing, so that is actually working. And it needs 3,000 life points, so I'll just get a little bit more. And have some food to eat. They shouldn't pull the dagger out, I don't think, because they filter set on the output of this. So let's give it a go and let's see what happens. It may take a second to change. Oops. Of course, I did actually mean to put an iron sword in there, not a diamond. Yeah, it is changing, promise. And there we go. 1 Dagger of Sacrifice, which we should get as a quest reward. Or a quest reward should pop up, hopefully. Right there, in fact. I have one. It's right here. It doesn't want to give me that quest. It should auto-detect. If not, I'll have to go in and edit it later. But that is looking fine to me anyway, and we'll see. So we've got our early setup for blood magic. Now, we're going to need another altar. Oh, there it is. Just take a little bit of time. So we need another one of these. And then the early way to actually automate blood or life pool, life essence, whatever you want to call it, is something like a chicken farm. You can just build chickens on top of this in a tube and hit them with your Dagger of Sacrifice and then add them to basically your pool and then pull the life essence out of that pool and over to this one if we put it somewhere else. The other one is witches. If anyone wants to comment in the comments down below about other options for early blood magic automation, feel free. More than happy to hear the comments. And we will also get to, well, we will be doing that next episode. I need to have an automated blood magic pool and automated blood magic sort of life network, if you like, or whatever we want to call it. So to get there, we'll need automation, and then we'll also do probably that upgrade to this diamond armor, which is okay, but it's not great. With that stellar armor next episode as well. We've got all the ingots we need, and we'll just need a bit of Ender IO stuff for making the armor itself. So stellar armor. It can be upgraded because it is Ender IO armor with empowered night vision. The boots, empowered flippers. We don't really need flippers. Elytra, if you're, I think that's the end stuff for flight, and glider, of course. And then we can get empowered on the boots as well. So yeah, empowered is a good option for all of those. And it will be an upgrade for our diamond armor before we get to something a little bit better. All right, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to get a thumbs up. Subscribe, share if you haven't already, and click on the bell if you want notifications. We've got up to Infusion in our Astral sorcery. It is a nice blood moon and just thematically right for blood magic, which we've already started. And we've got to semi-automation with slates. We'll have to get to further automation later, and it'll help once we have constant supply of life essence. I'll leave it here, and we'll see you next time for some more Project Ozone 3 with me, and as always, thanks for watching.